Mm-hmm.
Welcome to The Divide with Mike and Corey.
Hopefully our disagreements one day bring us all together.
So stupid. So corny. It's so stupid. I hope our disagreements bring us together.
Yeah, I do.
Shut up, Porter. Hey, I'm just starting out a little friendly conversation.
Gators don't play no shit. You feel me?
This is The Divide.
All right. Welcome to a very special Divide with Mike and Corey. You notice right now on our screen, we have Mr. Brett Azar. You know him from things such as Young Rock, Terminator, The Blacklist. He was also in Jessica Jones, Gotham. His resume keeps on and keeps on going. We couldn't be more excited. Brett, dude, thank you so much for being on.
No, it's an honor. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Well, let's dive right in. So this is a sports podcast, and we are in the middle of or close to the middle of baseball season. Are you a baseball fan, Brett?
Big baseball fan. Looking forward to the All-Star break.
Nice. Who you voting for that All-Star break or All-Star player? Who we got?
A specific first baseman comes to mind, but I enjoy the home run derby.
Do you realize, you're not supposed to ask somebody who they're voting for. It's like disrespectful.
That's true. I apologize.
Because Brett, I know you're a couple. You're same age as Corey. I'm 85. I think you're 87. So whenever I would ask my dad who he voted for, he's like, "Well, Mike, I can't share that with you."
Oh God.
So
it's always the worst.
You're not supposed to ask somebody who they're voting for.
My apologies, but you are a fan of a New York sports team for baseball, correct?
Yes.
And we can say who you're a fan of course. It's the New York Mets. So you guys are having a tremendous season so far. It's got to be exciting for you. I mean, I sit next to this guy every week, and he's through the roof in excitement with what you guys are doing. How do you feel about it?
I just can't wait for the injuries to be over and have a team that's 100%.
Yeah, you guys are definitely going to be dangerous when you are.
Right.
I know you're full of baseball questions for him.
No, so obviously with the sticky situation that is pine tar, before we get into all things Brett, I just wanted your take on it, because obviously there's a lot of veteran players, former pitchers talking about it, and you've seen the antics throughout baseball right now. Pitchers literally dropping their pants.
That was funny
in frustration. Yeah, so
I would totally step up to Girardi. If he ever did that to me.
I don't know if Girardi would want that. I don't know if he would want that.
Yeah, I've seen. I don't think Girardi is a hothead, but I don't think. Yeah, nobody wants that. For sure.
But as far as with the grip, I mean, it's what everyone went nuts over was the spider grip, right? Because that was even stronger than pine tar. Pitchers have been doing that for decades, right? Mm-hmm. Using some kind of sticky thing. I say the MLB comes out with their own brand of sticky stuff.
Yes. And
just makes every team use it. Because it's part of baseball.
Right.
You got guys using pine tar for their bats. You got, as long as you're not affecting the ball, if it's on your fingers and it stays on your fingers, then let them use it.
Yeah.
I think that's great. I couldn't agree more. I think that's got to be the way to go, and it's the safest way for the MLB to kind of regulate that. I mean, you guys they're spitting on their hands, they're licking their fingers, they're rubbing dirt in it, they're doing whatever they can to get a grip on it. Right. Now, you mentioned spider tech. Now, I read that's also used for lifting. Other than maybe, I don't even know if you use chalk when you work out. Have you used any sort of something like that for your grip?
I use wrist straps that literally tie the bar to your hand.
Right. All right.
So it ain't going nowhere.
No.
I'm not a chalk or grippy stuff guy.
No, I had no idea that stuff was even used for that. I know some guys use chalk, but it was news to me. Let's get off of baseball a little bit, because you're everywhere right now, and you have been for the last few months, or at least all over, streaming between Young Rock. I know a few years ago you did a part of you did Terminator, both Genesis and Dark Force. We were having a conversation because with everything being CGI. So for those of you listening that don't know, it was your body that was used as the young,
Terminator.
Terminator, exactly.
Right.
How does that feel to basically be chosen over CGI. They can make this crazy body, and they're like, no, we're going with this guy. We got it right here. I mean, that's got to be a good feeling.
It was. They chose me twice. We did Terminator Genesis in 2015, and then Terminator Dark Fate. They brought me back to do the same role. But with Genesis, as a meathead actor and idolizing Arnold your entire life, to be chosen to be Arnold is, you can't beat that. And then for people to say, like, to know that they chose this guy to be the Arnold body from Terminator, like that's the biggest gym prop that you can get in a lifetime.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was on cloud nine. Now, what I didn't expect was when we filmed that, the whole fight scene between old Arnold and young Arnold. Your clothes, give them to me now. Old Arnold shows up. You won't be needing those. I've been waiting for you. Locomotion, train on train fight.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that Hollywood wouldn't provide me with something a little more decent as far as wardrobe. You'd think they'd give me like a pair of underwear and they'd CGI it out.
No.
I got pantyhose and a drawstring. And so there was nothing hidden. Everything was exposed. Everything looked anatomically correct still. And me and Arnold just, fighting, grappling, standing over him, just
there.
The entire time. And so now I'll never be more embarrassed in my life, but I'll never be embarrassed again. And now it's an ongoing thing where if I ever meet up with Arnold, it's like, hey Arnold, what's up? He goes, I don't recognize you. You're wearing too much clothing. You're not Brett. I don't know who you are. So it's a constant thing of like, I'm the naked guy.
Oh my God, that's great.
How was it? Like, because I've had breakfast. Well, he doesn't know this, but I was in the same hotel that I guess he was working out every day in California.
Right.
And he eats like I think it was like 9 a.m. every day. Arnold came in with his entourage. Yep. They would eat. I was there for the iHeart Podcast Awards, ironically, and he would eat, get up, said hi to us, and his whole team left. And if you were just a normal person, he would actually talk to you. But like if you were like trying to get a picture or whatever, he's like, hey, just keep it moving. And I just thought that was kind of cool because it meant more to me just meeting him for the 2 minutes that I did and talking to him than it did. How was your experience not only fighting him quote unquote naked, but like off the scene?
I had breakfast with him at that same hotel, if it's the same one that we're thinking of.
I do.
He invited me out, and it was when he switched over to like more vegetarian. So he had his bowl of oatmeal and nuts and raisins, and I'm getting this steak and eggs meal, and I'm looking at him like, "The hell are you? You're Arnold. Like, what are you doing?" When he's great with people, he's always on point. Again, like you said, if you're like that, like fanboying, like, can I get a picture? Can I get a picture? He'll have his people deal with it.
Yeah.
But if you're just normal around him, he's a normal dude. And then when you're in his circle, like when you're working with him and you show that you're actually a professional and you're going to represent yourself as, being professional around him, he opens up. He lets you in, and he starts telling. Like we were at his trailer when we were filming Genesis, and I was talking to him. Joe Manganiello was visiting. Nice. His entourage was there. And Arnold comes out and he goes, "There's a bunch of studs out here. It's like Stud Union. Let me get something for Stud Union." And he goes back into his trailer, comes out with cigars, passes them out, sits us down, starts telling stories about the 70s. I've never smoked a cigar in my life, so I'm dying, crying, trying not to look like a douchebag. But it was the most amazing moments. And so the story that I just told you about Arnold saying that, I was bragging about on set with a bunch of other guys. Be like, Arnold just invited. He sat us down. He gave us cigars. It's Stud Union. Then all of a sudden, their faces go, and Arnold's right behind me.
Oh.
And he hits me on the back. He goes, "Keep going. You're doing fine."
Oh my God. There's just something about meeting one of your heroes and having that Cinderella like story, just that everything pans out. Cause it's always kind of nerve wracking when you look up to someone, you hope they're exactly how they picture you,
Right.
In your head. And you actually had big shoes to fill with this young rock project, because as I understand it, you're a huge fan of the Iron Sheik.
Well, I am now. I used to hate his guts
Yes.
when I was a fan of wrestling.
Of course.
But learning who the man was and everything about his life, yeah, I have to be a fan of his. He's incredible.
You do an incredible job. It's so funny to see some of your different roles and some of your different social media posts as of late, and then watching you as Iron Sheik and doing the Iron Sheik voice and the accent and just some of your mannerisms. It's like I'm watching old Monday Night Raw promos, and it's fantastic. You did an awesome job.
Number one, Iron Sheik, number one.
So I want to talk real quick about the fact that I saw this on Instagram, and it was, you had to hide. So you have this mustache and you went bald for the entire summer. But
Right.
like, I guess there was maybe a non-disclosure or something where you weren't allowed to kind of say that you were the Iron Sheik. So your wife, your girlfriend or your fiance was like just walking around with this dude with a mustache and bald head, and like couldn't really tell. I guess she could probably tell her friends, but couldn't tell people on social media and such that that's the role you were playing. Is that right? Or
Yeah. Well, it was. It all happened so fast, and it was with COVID and everything. Like, I wasn't really out much, so I didn't really have to deal with that a lot.
oh,
It was more of a surprise. My uncle. I shaved my head. I started growing the mustache out. And he goes, "What's up, Iron Sheik?" I was like, "What? How did you know?"
right.
And he was like, "What are you talking about? You look like Iron Sheik." And I was like, "Yeah. How did you know?" He goes, "No, you look like Iron Sheik." I was like, "Oh, well, it's because he was my uncle." I was like, "Well, actually, I'm auditioning for this. I haven't gotten the role yet. We're waiting for the phone call." And we actually got the phone call that night when I got hired. So it was a special moment there.
That's awesome.
But, yeah, it wasn't like hard to keep secret because I was in lockdown at home in Jersey.
Makes sense.
And it was really the whole shaved head thing. I never shaved my head before. My fiance and I were bored as hell during COVID, and I was like, you know what? Let's see what my head looks like shaved. She was like, okay. Shaved the head, bicked it, came back out to her bleeding and patches everywhere. She goes, yeah, you're going to grow that back out now. I was like, I agree. And then 3 days later, I got the call to audition for the Iron Sheik. And they were like, so you already got the shaved head. That's great. And I was like, oh, honey, we might be keeping this look.
That's so what was it like? Because you filmed during COVID as well, right?
Right.
What
Yeah.
were some protocols like for you guys? Obviously, I would assume testing, or
It was actually a dream because we filmed in Australia. And Australia, they handled COVID way better than the U.S., not being political or anything. But
no, we get it.
Way to be Iron Sheik.
because it was because Australia is an island, they're able to regulate immigration a whole lot better than the U.S. And they had protocols in place where after you survived your like 36-hour flying and finally landing there, the government, the military, the police, they take you straight from the airport into a bus, into a hotel, lock you in your room, and you're there for 2 weeks and you don't leave. And they do like security and they make sure you don't open your door. They test you going in. They test you after your 2 weeks coming out. If you're clear, you're out. And Australia was open. There was everything. We could do anything we wanted to. We went to the gym, no masks. Casinos were open.
Wow.
Strip clubs were open. I did not go. Yeah.
Of course not. Of course not. That sounds like a dream come true. You talked about lockdown, and it's I almost killed my wife at times just being in the same house as her. So I'm with you now. You have the backyard gym.
Yes,
I imagine you lived there during COVID quarantine.
I did.
Okay.
I did.
I feel like you and a lot of other people that, I mean, you may have had it beforehand, given your job, your profession, but like as soon as COVID hit, I tried to order as much fitness equipment as I could, and about half of it is what I got. So you have an awesome setup. What's your fitness regimen like? I mean, obviously, more than once a day you're working out for your job.
No, once a day, but it's just a psycho long workout. It's more geared towards like old school bodybuilding.
Mm-hmm.
Like you break your body parts up into daily, 5 days a week. You got chest one day, back one day, legs one day, shoulders one day, arms one day. My workouts last from hour and a half to 2 hours of weights.
Okay.
Then I'll do 45 to an hour of cardio after my workout every day, every time.
Ooh.
And it's like, I don't count sets and reps that often. I just go by feel. I try to train as heavy as I can and train till I hurt.
Okay. Now, when did this passion set in with you? Obviously, you had a passion for fitness.
Oh yeah. I've always been, an athlete. Acting and athletics have always been in my life. Ever since I was a kid, like a kindergarten, I was doing the school plays, and I was always on a sports team. And then high school, I was the captain of the football team, captain of the baseball team. But I was in the choral ensemble, and my best friends were the theater kids. But I was never able to do theater because I was always busy with sports. And then when I got to college at URI, Rhode Island, I didn't pursue athletics. And so I joined theater, and I was going to major in acting. And my family was like, get a real job, get a real major. So I minored in acting, but I did theater throughout college. And I was still, I loved fitness. Like Arnold to me was growing up my father figure. So I always had a passion for the gym. I always had this idea that I needed to work out because Arnold does. And I'll get into that in a second. But the guy who ran the gym at URI was like, you ever consider bodybuilding? I was like, yeah, Arnold, acting, bodybuilding. Yeah. So he trained me to do my first show, and I started competing in bodybuilding. Did that all through college, all through after college. And then randomly, about 11 years ago, the girl I was dating at the time had an interview with a modeling and acting agency, and I went with her. And the agent was like, who are you? I was like, oh, I'm just the boyfriend, just chilling out. She's the one who's got the interview. And he goes, sign this. And he signed me to the agency that day.
Oh my God.
And then I was like, I'm not a model. I don't want to be a fitness model. It'd be cool to get some side work, but acting is my passion. He goes, yeah, we got a small acting division. I was like, okay, let's give it a go. And the next day, I got booked on a commercial for ESPN. And then we were driving home, my girlfriend and I, and he called me again. He's like, I got another audition for you. I was like, I have my own business running personal training. I don't know if I can do this going Rhode Island to New York. He goes, well, what's your passion? I was like, acting. He goes, I'm giving you a shot. So 2 weeks later, I moved to New Jersey, and my girlfriend dumped me, and c'est la vie.
Yes, we don't know this woman, but I think you made the right decision.
Yeah, that's freaking awesome. I mean, I would feel salty too. You kind of stole her thunder, but I mean, look, you came in, you didn't ask for it, right?
Well,
Should have left you at home. Look, I have a question, and Young Rock. So, was there any conditioning or like WWE type training? Because I saw some Instagram pictures of you and like Mark Henry and a few other WWE superstars.
Kevin
at the
Nash,
time.
Yeah, Diesel. I'm a huge NWO fan. But, so when we got out of quarantine in Australia, when they let us out of the hotel, day one was Wrestling 101. And we walk into the warehouse, and they set up a huge ring for us. And Chavo Guerrero's standing right in the middle.
Oh.
And he introduced himself. I didn't recognize him at first. And then he was like, hey, I'm Chavo. I was like, wait, Chavo? I fucking hate your guts. And he was like, thank you. Because, he did his job because.
Yes. Yeah.
And I was like, I love Eddie. Rest in peace, Eddie, but you suck. I hate your guts. And he goes, good. Now get in the ring. And he did Wrestling 101. It amazed me how the most simple things were so painful. Like, I give wrestlers the most credit in the world. Just bouncing off the ropes. Like, you think something so simple. If you hit the ropes wrong, you're walking around with like a bruise across your back for a week.
No way.
Oh yeah, if you run and hit those ropes, they hurt. So you wouldn't think anything twice about that, but no, it sucks. And then he wanted to make sure we could take a fall, so we were starting to learn bumps. And he's like, anytime you're in a compromised position, you got to learn how to get out of it. So protecting your neck and being able to like somersault out of a fall is necessary. And we all line up, and I can't remember third grade was the last time I did a somersault. So I do it. I stand up. I see black. I fall down. I pass out, like instant, like blackout.
Oh no.
I come through. I stand up. He goes, well, go again.
Oh,
Same thing. 3 times in a row. Stand up, got dizzy, blackout, fall down. Then the whole joke was, oh, Big Brett, who can bench 500 pounds, can't do a somersault to save his life. But, your brain's not used to that shit anymore.
I now feel better about myself. I'm pretty confident I can't bench 500 pounds,
right.
but I think I might be able to do a somersault.
If you can't tell by our appearance, Corey is definitely the more fit. He's a gym teacher. And,
it's true. I am passionate about fitness, which actually leads me to my next question. And you had mentioned, because here's how I get. I'm in the middle of training for a triathlon right now. So I'm usually like 5-6 days a week, one rest day, mixing in both weights, cardio and swimming and all that. Now, if you're like me, because you had mentioned before that you thought like, Arnold works out, I need to work out. Do you have this thing? Like if you, for some reason, miss a workout, does that make you crazy, just as crazy as me? I feel like when I miss a workout, all my training is lost. I just I have it mentally like, that's it. I'm so weak.
I know all my training's not lost, but it's a miserable day for me.
Yeah.
Like unless I'm super busy with like filming all day or something, like keeping my mind active.
Right.
My off days are off days because my body just says no, but my mind is like, you suck. Go do something.
It's exactly.
It's a psychosis, man. It's an
really
absolute
is.
Psychosis. And thank God I actually get work because of the way I look, because my family was like, you need to stop working out. It makes no sense. And finally I can be like, Mom, I'm the Terminator. Like, get off.
Yeah.
Now they can't say shit. They can't say anything. So going back to fitness, obviously your diet is important to you, which leads me to ask about a cheat meal. What's your go-to cheat meal? Is there a cheat meal?
There's always a cheat meal.
Okay, so what's the go-to?
The go-to, let's see. I'll start out. I got a whole system to this.
Oh, I can't wait. I'll
start out with a normal meal where it's like 8, 10, 12 ounces of whatever meat, about a pound of vegetables, and then I'll move on to fruit. Like I'll go through like a couple, maybe 2 pounds of apples or something random like that, and then it'll go to like a mac and cheese, a savory kind of system, and then it goes to the sweets, and it'll be cookies or. Let's see, what do I have stashed away? Tapioca pudding.
Oh yeah.
Kettle corn popcorn.
Yeah. See, now he's my friend.
And it's when I'm all said and done, I finish off with ice cream, and I'll eat the ice cream until my body says, you need to go to the bathroom now. And once I do that, then I'm done, and then I go to bed.
Okay. So he talked about the cheat meal. What I appreciate was, and it was on your Insta story a couple days ago, and it was that late night craving to eat something.
Yeah.
And you decided to have a protein shake. And I wish I could do that because honestly, like, especially when we do these late night pods, I'm wired. I'm on cloud 9 after interviewing a guy like you. And we honestly, like, I'm up all night and then I get hungry. And I see you on your story say, hey, look, beat that craving. It doesn't mean you necessarily have to eat something bad.
Right. No, and especially if you got that chocolate, if you need a chocolate fix,
Mhm.
I'll plug some companies. I love the companies that I represent because I use them daily. They're a part of my life, and I'm blessed to actually have them be my sponsors. Where supplements are Cellucor, C4 Energy, and Extend, amino acids and proteins. And then the food, Icon Meals hooks me up with my food. Um, that's a blessing because I order by the pound of steak, salmon, cod. I never have to think about cooking. I just microwave it and it's there. Um, so yeah, that takes a lot of stress out of having to eat constantly.
I saw that Icon Meals was a sponsor. Explain this to me. So it's ready meals to
Right.
whatever you need as far as portion, and then you just kind of open and go. Is that what it is?
That's it. Microwave it.
That's beautiful.
Great.
Yep.
Also,
You
I
can
saw.
you can customize it the way you want, or they have pre-made meals that are fucking delicious. I just ordered a la carte, like a pound. Every package is a pound of just meat, whatever meat I'm eating, and then I just divide it up with other vegetables that I'm eating for the meal. It's just too easy for me. But back to that protein at bedtime. If
Yes.
you get a protein like Cellucor or Extend, need that chocolate fix. It's fucking delicious. You take a scoop or two, add a little peanut butter, maybe a little bit of oats and a little bit of water, and mix it into a pudding. Dude, you got dessert and you don't even realize it.
That's awesome.
You know?
Genius.
You don't
So-
have to blow out your diet just because you're hungry at midnight.
Yeah. Yeah. Next time we meet with you, I'll be a little more jacked, I promise. Cause like I'm a runner. I loved running, but during COVID, I was working in retail and it was depressing coming home. So I kind of lost my way. I'm up 30 pounds. So I'm trying to get back, man. So I told myself after watching you and all these, using some retro equipment and then also your backyard gym, I have no excuses anymore. The world is open and it's time for me to get rid of my dad bod. I have a 4-year-old. So, people my age tend to hide behind that literally. So I'm trying to get back. So, I'm definitely hooked. I saw that box of meat. I was like, does this dude eat this much meat in a week? But that's awesome. But that is my Achilles heel, is that late night craving. So I'm definitely going to try that. If you want to try any of Brett's suggestions, click on the link below, whether you're watching on a podcast or live right now on a video stream. And not only will you be helping our partner out, but these are products he actually believes in. And, you should try. I mean, proof's in the pudding, no pun intended.
Absolutely.
Nice.
So that was perfect. That was perfect. But yeah, definitely click the link. Check out those companies, those sponsors for Brett. I can tell you, I've used the C4 Energy. I've used BCAs from Cellucor. They're definitely go-to. They're really good products. I think we'll let Brett be the visual demonstration for them. But just in case you needed somebody else to back up, I've used them as well. They're perfect. Now, one last thing about Young Rock, because you work with a lot of different actors. How fun was it working out with them? It had to feel like, were you guys competitive in the gym? Were you pushing each other? What was that atmosphere like?
It was in Australia, so it was vacation first and foremost. But so after quarantine, when they locked me in my room, we got hooked up because we were part of NBC, so we didn't have to do like the shitty little hotel room. We had our own kitchen, and they put a weight set in my room with an exercise bike. So my 2 weeks was eating and sleeping and training.
Awesome.
I walked out of quarantine after 2 weeks, 10 pounds lighter, shredded, because all I did was work out and eat right. The other actors who were playing the wrestlers, they didn't do so well. And I come out and I just hear, Brett, what the fuck, man? So every time I was going to the gym, I'd say Sheik to Jim, and then they'd all roll in one after the other. We all trained together. It was incredible. It was, as far as an acting gig, I've never had a better experience with the camaraderie and the family unit of this cast. And even most of them were Samoan in culture. And family is huge in the Samoan culture. So we always did stuff together, and they organized it that we'd have barbecues up on the roof of the hotel weekly, and it was just it was like being with family the entire time we were filming.
Oh, man.
It really helped on screen, because the way we were on screen was supposed to be a family unit. We were the same way off screen. Um, it was so freaking special, and I'm so fucking happy that we have season 2.
Yes.
It's I can't wait, and it's not just because we're filming the show, but it's because these guys and girls are just so awesome to be with as all together in a group.
Yeah.
So when can we expect the season 2? Do we drop that? Do we know yet?
Well, we're hoping to hit the same time period as last year, so that February, March timeframe.
That's awesome. Do you think this would ever? I know you're a wrestling fan. Do you think this would ever? Would Brett ever enter a WWE or any other type of wrestling ring?
Brett totally would.
Yes.
Ooh, I want to see it.
Not as the Iron Sheik, but as Brett.
Yes.
And I would love to lay some asses out.
That is awesome.
We're sending that. We're sending that right there.
Yeah,
that's the perfect clip right there. We're sending it.
That's so cool, and
I would love to see that. I don't need to play a huge role. Just give me some sunglasses and a lot of money to throw at people as I walk you to the ring.
Yeah, I'll be your puny manager. That's
But the thing is, Brett can't do a somersault, so I don't know how the hell. My fiance Linda,
right,
started training for pro wrestling.
That's awesome.
We found a guy in New Jersey who's like one of the best named guys to get girls into professional wrestling. And she's kicking her ass in that. And I went to one of her training sessions, and during their break, I was like, all right, let's see what I can do. They had me do the fucking somersault, and I got dizzy, fell over. And then right next, she does like 100 somersaults in a row. And I was like, shit, I can't do this. Like, I'll give you this. This is your thing. I hope to God she builds up, everything about her persona, her character, her gimmick, and gets hired, because that would be so cool. I would love to be her manager, like the ringside.
Yeah.
I'd take on that role happily.
Her Diesel, like she's like, yes, exactly, yeah, that would be awesome. I'd
be the guy doing the cheap shots.
Yes, that would be such a role reversal, but also like something the world needs. I'm a huge fan of that, and we're just gonna plug this and keep sending it to everybody until it happens. Professional wrestling
until it happens.
Plug her, Miss Simone, Miss Linda Simone.
Okay, all right.
I'll find her on Instagram. Yeah,
send her. Check out Miss Linda Simone on Instagram, and definitely send that to us. We will plug the shit out of that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's so cool.
Now, is my wife's into fitness as well, and since you two are engaged to be married, and you're both fitness freaks, what's that dynamic like? Do you guys push each other at all? Are you constantly trying to one up each other, or do you work out separately? You go do your own thing. I know you just said she's training for wrestling, but beforehand, was it ever like a competition? It's something you're both passionate about. How far do you guys take
it? I don't think we basically do our own thing. We know our own. I can't work. When we started dating, she wanted to come to the gym and work out with me. I am the type, I suck at working out with people.
Yeah.
I'm the type that would like stay on a machine or an exercise for like an hour straight. And I don't get bored of that. I like to just challenge one muscle, one exercise till it's just garbage. She likes to, get the full body, everything, work it all, keep her heart rate up, stay out of breath. I like breathing. So I don't get out of breath when I work out. But we have totally different styles of training. So it's if we're in the same room, cool. That's great. We can wink at each other. I can slap her ass when she walks by. But we do our own thing for the most part.
Now, if you're looking to cheat on a diet and she thinks you really can, is she smacking the food out of your hand, or does she just tell you like, all right, go ahead, do whatever you need to do?
She doesn't touch my food.
That's great.
That is amazing. definitely, listeners, check out Young Rock if you haven't already.
Right.
You can stream it right on the Peacock app on NBC, and definitely check out Brett Azar's Instagram. He is doing huge things. We thank you so much for joining us.
I got one more.
Yes,
Go.
About the food situation.
Mhm.
She's the full-blooded Italian. So
Oh.
for me, it's hard to eat clean on my clean days when she's cooking.
Especially on
So
Sundays.
she makes the best fucking food. And so she's not slapping it out of my hand. And if I don't eat her food, then she gets offended.
No,
Oh,
you gotta
man.
eat seconds. You gotta eat
So
seconds.
I got to do extra cardio when she cooks.
That's tough. That's a tough one.
I got one more, and because it was intriguing. I saw it the other day. You have like a vintage car, like, and it looks like something a guy with a Tommy gun should be outside, like just What is that? Tell me about it.
It's a 1946 Ford, matte black. The handles are shaved off of it. The thing's about to fall apart, but I will ride that until it dies. It's my tank. I'm the safest person and the most unsafe person on the road at the same time. It's the first thing. It's the first big boy thing I ever bought for myself.
Awesome.
And it was with Terminator paychecks, so it's special to me.
That
That's great.
is. Well, look, man, we don't forget us as you rise up, and hopefully next time we talk to you, it's maybe after season 2 of the Young Rock. Have fun with your family, have fun with your Young Rock family, and don't forget to vote for. By the way, you can make a bear look like a cub. And that's all I'm going to say. So you can definitely make a bear look like a cub.
Hashtag vote Pete.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah.
Hashtag
So
vote Pete.
go to yeah. So yeah, vote for your best favorite bear and keep it going, man. Thank you.
Right on, brother.
Thanks,
Thanks, Brett.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Welcome to the Divide with Mike and Corey.
Hopefully our disagreements one day bring us all together.
So stupid. So corny. And you
Yeah, I texted.